Welcome, everybody, to the NBA Play-In Tournament. Tonight, it's the West 9th and 10th seeds. They battle it out for a chance to advance in this tournament or be sent home. This is Brian Anderson. Joining me, analysts Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, and reporter Allie LaForce. So let's take a look at the Phoenix Suns starting lineup. Filling out the wings, it's going to be Booker and Brooks. Williams is out there with Royce O'Neal, and it's Gillespie in at the point. And for Golden State, they've got Seth Curry. Green out there with Kristaps Porzingis. Then it's Moody, and it's Curry in at the point guard position. You look at the Warriors, the 9th best record through the regular season. But Grant, this play-in tournament has given them hope.
Hope indeed, and in the past, they'd be packing for a vacation. Now, if they can win 2 straight, they punch their ticket to the playoffs. But they can't look past this one. It's a must-win on their home court.
And the Warriors with possession here, following the score by Phoenix. Curry gets the bucket.
Boy, that's unfair. Curry hitting those pull-ups.
No doubt, Stephen Curry is the best shooter of all time. Talk about what makes him special, Grant.
Well, B.A., he can hit shots under the most difficult circumstances, off balance, with only a sliver of daylight. This is why teams often choose to double him the moment he crosses half court.
Phoenix shooting their first free throw of the night here. Golden State has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Head coach Steve Kerr and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He said they have their work cut out with Devin Booker, who can score in many different ways. Coach told me people talk about his deep shooting range, but his middle is just as lethal. And if you crowd him, he can take it to the rim. And he has the size to do damage there. Guys, back to you.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Now here's Brooks. In his last outing, 8 points for him. And the shot's good.
Oh, I love that possession for them, ending with an assisted bucket.
The Warriors have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Here's Curry. And the shot no good, a bit short.
See, that miss right there. It's
what,
why
bro?
teams try to avoid the mid-range jumper these days.
That one goes. Count it. Booker's got his second bucket on the night.
Crafty play by Booker inside, navigating to a point-blank look at the basket.
And here's Curry for 3. That won't go either for Curry.
I'd like to see him a bit more efficient. He has not been great this quarter.
Here's Booker. The Warriors pull it in. Oh, deflected. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brooks.
Honestly, if you're the defense, you should be ashamed not coming up with a steal on that pass.
Here's Podziemski. Oh, he beats the buzzer just in time. Wow.
Big time bucket, I'll tell you. Great clock management there.
Boy, that was close. Got it in just in the nick of time.
It's a tie game in the Bay Area. Let's take a quick break, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Welcome back to the second quarter of this play-in tournament matchup. And what do you guys think about the Warriors here in this one?
Well, it seems like they went in looking to do damage from long range, and they faced little resistance.
Their points came almost exclusively from beyond the arc, and as this game continues, that should open up the floor for the rest of their offense.
On the court right now for the Suns, they've got Grayson Allen, and it's Iguodala in at the 5, down low. And it's Phoenix's ball. Green, the pass to Allen. Now here's Dunn. Horford covering. Dunn outside. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
I just love the aggressive finish.
Now, I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Green with the ball. Now Podziemski defending. And down it goes. 2 points. Dunn's got 4 points in the quarter.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
The 3 ball. The shot by Podziemski, no good.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots.
Here's Allen. Again, Phoenix, good for 2.
As he gets more comfortable in unlocking his potential, we'll see Green get more comfortable in moving the ball.
And the Warriors will go with a different look here. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Porzingis. Moody comes in for Payton. Curry, he's checked in for Santos. And it's Curry in for Podziemski.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Pass to Gillespie. Some nice ball movement by Phoenix. Here's Booker. Booker gets it done inside.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
And a deep three from Curry. Williams grabs the board. Williams has got 4 rebounds in the game. Brooks outside. Here's Gillespie. The Suns lead by 7. Green out there with Kristaps Porzingis. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then there's Seth Curry. And it's Moody in at the 3 spot. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Pulls it. Solid as a rock from 20 feet out. Booker's got 8 points.
Booker with one of the most effortless strokes you'll ever see.
Everyone knows Devin Booker for one thing, Richard. His ability to score.
Yeah, I always think back to that 70-point game he had against the Celtics. He was only 20 at the time, the youngest ever in that 70-point club.
Now here's Porzingis. Still no points. Gets the 3 ball to go.
What focus from Curry on offense so far, doing everything he can to provide a lift for his squad.
Gillespie passes to Williams. Now here's Booker. Moody defends. For 3, O'Neal. Pass to Gillespie. The 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Williams. And finally, they hit one. Williams has got his 2nd basket on the night.
Continuing to get better at facilitating Booker with a dime.
Curry looking it over. Another 3 for Golden State.
And that bucket from beyond the arc puts them within reach. He's really been putting that shot to work.
And I bet he's thinking that he could close the gap completely if he can keep those 3s coming.
A throwback wing. Dylan Brooks is very comfortable working down low.
Curry on the drive. Soft touch off the glass. Curry's got 8 here in this quarter.
What I want to know is where is the rim protection? That was just too easy.
Brooks down low. Moody defends. Booker's shot is good.
Booker's taking that shot every time if it's given to him.
Here's Curry. Can't get it to fall.
Uncharacteristic, but that's a bucket he'll convert 90%.
Warriors trail by 8. On the court right now for the Suns. Filling out the wings, it's going to be Booker and Brooks. Royce O'Neal is out there with Mark Williams. And it's Gillespie in at the 1. Brooks fires! Ooh, the 3 doesn't go. Golden State has gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. Porzingis. Oh, the stuff!
Look, when Porzingis has it there, there's not much you can do defensively.
The Suns lead by 6. Booker! 17-footer is in.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Not sure there's such a thing as a bad 3 for Steph.
Screen by O'Neal. Here's Booker. Beyond the arc. It's money from deep.
And I think this hometown crowd is in shock as the visiting squad fires right back with a 3 of their own.
Now Green. For 3. Williams rips down the board. And so it's Booker with it. He brings it up for the Phoenix Suns. On the take, Booker. And the ball out of play. The Warriors will have it.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm bald?
Outside Curry. a three.
Oh, you
Williams rips
fucking...
down the board. I think a bucket here, Grant, would end this game.
Absolutely. That would put a bow on this one.
Using the glass to lay it in.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
Booker pulls it down. And they did it. The Phoenix Suns are moving on. As the 10th seed, the odds were stacked against them getting through the play-in stage. But those odds are a lot better after a big win like this.
Yeah, BA, and they worked so hard just to get the 10th seed, and now they're one step away from the big prize, a spot in the playoff bracket. Now, we'll see if they have enough left in the tank to get the job done.
And that's going to do it for us. This play-in game is wrapped up as the final playoff picture becomes clearer. For Grant Hill.
Oh my God, Golden State been eliminated. Oh.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players, welcome everyone to the play-in tournament as the 9th and 10th seeds of the Eastern Conference battle for a chance at the NBA playoffs. Our game tonight featuring the Chicago Bulls as they go up against the Charlotte Hornets here at Spectrum Center. Kevin Harlan here alongside Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. Now let's take a look at the Bulls opening lineup. They've got Jones, Isaac Okoro out there with Buzelis. Then there's Zach Cohen. And it's Simons in at the shooting guard.
And Miller moves well for a guy his size and finds the shot there off the drive.
And so the Charlotte Hornets get the first points of the ball game. Three-pointer, Simons. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
There's Ball with the three. Collins grabs the miss. Chicago is drawn 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Bridges with the steal. Oh, wow, guys, doesn't look good. We've got an injury here.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Diabante's checked in, and it's Williams in for Bridges. And the Hornets making a change here. Bridges checks in. And it's Ball penetrating, and Ball slams it in.
Wow, you see the decisiveness right there with LaMelo Ball. Makes up his mind on the drive that he's going to dunk it.
Pass to Buzelis. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rag. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now here's Jones. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Again, Chicago.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
That's not coming with the right mentality. The defender neither closes the space nor challenges the shot. That's frustrating as a coach, boy, hard to operate any more efficiently than this guy has this quarter.
Simons from outside. No good. Shot missing. On the wing, Miller. Ball from deep three-point territory. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. The Hornets on top. They lead by 2. Let's... And we welcome you back to the second quarter of this exciting play-in game. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Taking a look at the Bulls, they've got Smith. Dillingham is out there with Colin Sexton. Then it's Miller, and it's Yabusele in at the four-man position. Defenders going at Colin Sexton should be mindful of his prowess in the paint, Greg. He's pretty tricky.
That's right, Kevin. We tend to think of guards like Sexton as perimeter pests, but Collins a real plus when he's in close. Let him slip by you, and it's a deuce. He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Here's White. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Chicago leading by 4. In the corner, Dillingham with it. Off target with his three. And here's Miller. He'll bring it up for the Hornets. Fires away from way outside. And the Hornets miss again. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Dillingham, no good. Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to New York. And there is the whistle. That goes on Kobe White. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Miles Bridges, he's checked in for Green. The Bulls also changing it up. Okoro, he's checked in for Yabusele. And Fernie Simons comes in for Sexton. And Jones subbed in for Dillingham. Jones against White. Shot clock at 5. Smith with a screen on White. Jones for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Jones has got the lead up to 7 now for the Bulls.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And Okoro with the basket on the assist from Miller.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a...
Chicago leading by 9. Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. Miles Bridges is out there with Knipple. And it's Diabate in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Charles Lee. Here's Ball. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Isaac Okoro.
One thing that impresses you about LaMelo, the way he reads defenses and makes the game easier for everyone around him.
Greg, you talk about some players passing the eye test. LaMelo is one of those guys.
I mean, everything he does looks so easy with how he moves, and the numbers back up what the eye sees. He raises the level of his team whenever he's on the court.
And a good-looking view of that throwdown from the AT&T Connected Cam. Ball, no good. Chicago's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Here's Buzelis. Off target from outside.
Well, despite the miss, obviously the shot this offense looking to generate is exactly that.
Chicago leading by 11 to the middle. And yes, it's good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Ball. 9 points in the game so far. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
With the size he brings to the guard position, you love to see LaMelo assert himself down low.
Pass to Okoro. Back to Jones. Bulls moving the ball around. Outside, Simons. Knipple with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's Ball in the corner. And it's off from three-point range. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line.
Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
This is his first free throw of the game. He hits the second from the line. And he nails the third.
This is a guy who will happily go to the line if that's what the defense wants to give him.
Hornets trail by 14. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. We've got Isaac Okoro. Zach Collins is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Trey Jones. And it's Simons in at the shooting guard position. The basket is good.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And that's Con Knueppel with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Jones. It's Simons from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Bulls.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
Well, you know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
Well, this 10th-seeded team was able to dig deep, and looks like they have found a way to the second game of this play-in tournament.
Yeah, I mean, great win for them. Now they need to ride this momentum through the next game to secure that final playoff berth.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Anthony Simons.
Boy, whatever was needed, he provided it. He was the jack of all trades. Big bucket on one end, big defensive play on the other. I thought his influence was felt all over the floor.
Three-pointer. The Hornets pull it in. Connaughton with it, and stolen by Miller. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Sexton, count it from 12. And the Bulls lead by 21.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block.
They got everything on. Yeah, Clay Thompson, man. Ain't no excuse.
A quick peek into the locker room as the players get set for the game ahead, looking to make a big splash here tonight. Welcome, everyone. The winner of this game will grab the 8th seed. You look at the Mavericks, considered the favorites.
Here we go.
What do you think they need to do to keep going?
Well, you have to play to your strengths. Don't allow your opponent to speed you up or slow you down, and stick to your brand of basketball.
Now let's take a look at Phoenix's opening lineup. Filling out the wings, it's going to be Booker and Brooks. Royce O'Neal is out there with Williams. And it's Gillespie in at the point. Now here's Thompson, giving them some good production, putting up just around 16.5 points a game.
Yeah, look, throughout his career, Klay Thompson has been an unselfish player. That's a beautiful dish and setup right there.
One of the all-time great shooters, Tim. Klay Thompson has put on some legendary shooting displays.
Well, B.A., he has a picture-perfect shooting stroke, and when he gets it going, it's almost like he can't miss no matter what the defense does to stop him.
The drive by Brooks. Here's the three. Outside for Booker, and that's a foul called on P.J. Washington. That's his first foul of the game.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
Mavericks on D. Here's Booker, and Booker with the jam.
Yeah, great handle there by Booker. He created all of the space he needed.
Irving looking around. Money on the 19-footer.
Well, the defense is going to try to shut down certain things, but it's impossible to deny everything. That's a skilled play right there.
Now here's Booker. Last game for him, he picked up 13. Good on the bucket.
Well, Booker doesn't have any weaknesses. The mid-range area is somewhere he thrives.
Thompson, no good.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Pass to Williams.
No, you said
Over Irving. Williams' shot is good. Williams has gotten his second bucket on the night.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give them credit for finding a weakness there.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
That's exactly what you work for, a high percentage look.
1 second left. Here's Goodwin. He's guarded by Nimhard. Here's Dunn. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
They've got Daniel Gafford. Chris Middleton is out there with Caleb Martin. Then it's Williams. And it's Nimhard in at the point. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Now here's Williams. Coming in off 12 points in his last outing. 5 to shoot. Middleton from the outside. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. 1:19 left in the first half. A huge part of the Milwaukee Bucks 2021 championship run. Chris Middleton.
Yeah, he averaged 24 points a game during those playoffs, BA. And his injury the following year was a big reason the Bucks didn't repeat. Middleton, at his all-star peak, was something special.
Dallas shooting their first free throws of the night. That's good from Nimhard. And a new group getting ready for the Mavericks. Lively, he's checked in for Gafford. Washington comes in for Martin. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Kyrie Irving is subbed in for Williams. So Phoenix going with almost an entirely new group here. O'Neal, he's checked in for Dunn. Brooks comes in for Allen. Devin Booker, he's checked in for Green. And Gillespie is subbed in for Goodwin.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, BA.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Irving, no good.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
Pass to Brooks. Stolen by Thompson. Irving for 3. Fires in the triple. Irving's got 5 points.
Irving stretching out the defense and showing us that signature range.
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside O'Neal. And here's Booker. Launches a 3. No good on the shot. Ooh, good D by Irving. Takes a 3. Phoenix leading by 6. And for all the talk of unicorn centers, a lot to be said for a rim-running big man like Derek Lively, Tim.
Yeah, his mobility fits the modern game, BA. He can move his feet, which allows him to cover in space. And then on the break and as a rim roller, watch your head.
And so in the game for the Suns, filling out the wings, it's going to be Booker and Brooks. Mark Williams out there with Royce O'Neal. And it's Gillespie in at the 1 spot. The baseline J is on the way. Thompson with some nice D. A minute 20 left in the third quarter. Marshall outside. Back to Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. O'Neal pulls it in.
Well, the defense was daring him to take that shot, and it paid off.
For 3, Booker. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Thompson with it. Now guarded by Booker. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
And I like when Thompson takes it right at the defense because he's an excellent free throw shooter.
Both free throws good from Thompson. And Booker has got the ball here for the Suns. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Booker missing again.
Well, fortunately, as he searches for his scoring rhythm, they still have the lead for now.
Oh, from way back there. I mean, I'm calling that clean.
Here's Gillespie. He's scoreless. Outside O'Neal. Launches it. And once again, off the mark by Phoenix. Mavericks trail by 3.
The smart play. Wait and take the final shot.
You're going to have to be very patient right here. Let's see how it plays out.
And here is Thompson. Gets it up.
Oh, fuck.
And so it's Irving who brings up the ball for the Mavericks. Kyrie and Clay pair up to make the backcourt. Washington and Lively down low. And it's Marshall in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Knocks down the trifecta.
And you got to at least honor Brooks' three-point shot if you're the defense. I mean, he is more than capable of connecting.
Irving. Cook it. Straight in.
Smart play call to get him something at the rim.
He is in attack mode every time up the floor, every single night.
Here's Booker. Now pass to Williams. Oh, touches it off the glass.
For his position, Booker does a solid job moving the ball. He's got great passing instincts.
Now here's Irving. He's covered closely. Oh, it's stolen. In transition, here come the Suns. Money from 3.
Well, he hasn't had to carry the entire load tonight, but he can always flip that switch.
Thompson. Williams rips down the board. Well, Grant, this game looks just about over.
BA, all they really need to do is just work that clock, don't turn it over, and this game is a wrap.
Can't get it to go. From deep three-point range. Oh, it misses. And here are the Suns. They lead by the biggest margin of the game at 9.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Winning away from home takes nerve and great discipline. Kudos to them.
Kyrie! Ooh, they can't stop the run with that one. They can simply hold on to the ball here.
No question, BA. They deserve the win.
And they did it. The Phoenix Suns are moving on. And with 2 impressive wins, they launch themselves from a 10th seed to an 8th seed. And they are heading to the playoffs.
And what's interesting is that this wasn't how most people saw the play-in tournament going, but they worked hard.
This playoff, I don't know. We have a playing tournament left.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge. And welcome everyone as we get ready for the final game of the Eastern Conference play-in tournament. One team will punch their ticket to the playoffs. The other will see their season come to an end. This is Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce on our sideline. I'm Kevin Harlan. Now let's take a look at the Bulls opening lineup. We've got Isaac Okoro. Trey Jones out there with Anthony Simons. Then it's Bruce Ellis, and it's Collins in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Brown. He's one of the better scorers in the league, averaging almost 25 points a game. Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons, and his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Here's Gonzalez. The Bulls knocking down the 3. Back to Pritchard. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Gonzalez. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to go on Bruce Ellis.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
At the line for 2 shots. And he ends up missing both free throws. Lots of layers to it, Coach, but what is the best part of Jason Tatum's game, in your opinion?
Wow, now that's a tough question, Kevin. because this guy can do it all. I would say what the best part of Tatum's game is, he can create whatever shot he needs at any given time. He's got the ball handling skills and the shot making ability to get where he needs to go and then finish the play.
And the basket by Jones.
Yeah, Trey Jones can be lightning quick. He saw a gap and drove right in.
Brown against Simon. Brown inside, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
One quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Bulls lead by 1. And we'll be back with you for the start of this. And welcome for the second quarter of this critical play-in game. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Chicago.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And also, given the game is more fast-paced nowadays, I like the way they've capitalized in transition, keeping their foot on the gas.
So on the floor for Chicago to start the second quarter, they've got Gershon Yabusele. Sexton is out there with Dillingham. Then it's Jalen Smith, and it's Miller in at the small forward position. Chicago making some changes. Okoro's checked in for Yabusele, and Fernie Simons comes in for Colin Sexton. And Trey Jones subbed in for Dillingham. A nice shot by Simons.
Well, don't blink, or Simons will already have the shot off.
And Anthony Simons cut his teeth under Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum. Stan, some pretty good manners.
You aren't kidding, Kevin. And I think going up against those guys in practice every day, watching them every night, and being another guard who has to score the ball, he couldn't have learned from anybody better. And Anthony Simons now a tough guy to stop.
Takes it inside. It's good.
Well-placed pass in the hands of a guy ready to attack.
There's 48 seconds left in the first half of the game. Three-pointer, Simon. Again, Simons missing.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Hauser cans it from downtown.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Bulls trail by 6. And it's Simons off the drive. Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, Simons put in all of his speed to work on that drive.
Collins checked in for Chicago. Bruce Ellis comes in for Miller. Chicago shooting their first free throw of the evening. Austin's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Outside, Gonzalez. Over in the corner, Brown. That 3 off the mark. The Bulls have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, it took Simons some time to find his footing in this league, but since then, he's been a consistent scoring player.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him. Sure. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. It's the Celtics up 3. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll, please. Their measurement of the shot. One more time, a round of applause for our contestants.
Well, they're executing well, and that's been the difference.
Yeah, they know where their bread is buttered, and looking at how the Celtics are doing in this series,
Celtics, hey.
that is more than enough.
Welcome to the second half of this high-stakes play-in clash. One of the stories here, Anthony Simons getting it done today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
They've got Jaylen Brown. Tatum out there with Vucevic. Then it's Peyton Pritchard. And it's Gonzalez in at the 3. That's the Boston 5. Simons kicks to Jones. Launches a 3. And it's Simons missing.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
And it's Isaac Okoro with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Celtics working the ball around now. Pritchard passes to Tatum, and the dunk by Tatum.
What a move by Tatum. Finishing strong at the ring.
Three-pointer, Simons. And Gonzalez pulls it down. Boston leading by 5. Pritchard finds Brown. This one for 3. Cash money, Brown with the tray.
Lots of development work has gone into Brown's three-pointer.
And Billy Donovan wants a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Here's Simons. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Love the fearlessness from Simons inside, showing he's not afraid of contact.
Boston's gone 4 sets from outside the arc tonight. And the dunk by Brown.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
It'll go. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Simons. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
From the line, and there are the Celtics with another basket.
Well, very few guys take advantage of space in the mid-range like Tatum. He's an assassin from that area.
A 3-ball. The rebound by the Celtics. It's stolen by Buzelis. Down low, here's Jones. Oh, and he can't cap off the break.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, that's one he'd like to have back. Those are the opportunities you have to convert.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
And we've reached the end of the third. Celtics lead by 9. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
And we're back. A lot on the line for this play-in game with 1 quarter left to go. Taking a look at the Bulls, they've got Trey Jones, Okoro out there with Buzelis. Then it's Anthony Simons. And it's Collins in at the center position. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He knows every possession is critical now. Fires the 3. He drills the 3.
Late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
Yeah, look, the truth is, he doesn't need much space anyway. But that one was too easy.
That shot, no good. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
Brown! And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Bulls trail by 14. Simons. He's off from 3. 107 left to play here in the fourth.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Celtics.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And after losing the first play-in tournament game, they had their backs against the wall. But now breathing a little easier, as it looks like they've made it through this one.
Yeah, but they can't breathe too easy. Some tough competition awaits them in the playoffs, but you know they're looking forward to that opportunity.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jason Tatum.
And he found a way to leave his mark on every facet of the game. His activity and energy were huge factors.
Buries the deep ball. Confident play we're seeing out of him.
Yeah, and the scoreboard tells the story.
Rebounded by Collins. Chicago with the ball. Simons fires. No good from 3. And there it is. The Boston Celtics come away with a huge win. Things were looking a little uneven after they dropped their first play-in game, but ultimately, they were able to punch their ticket to the playoffs.
And they might be disappointed being the 8th seed instead of the 7th, but right now they should be relieved that their season is still alive.